Hi there, I'm Dr. Peggy Malone. I am a healthcare provider, a health and wellness educator, and in my local community, I am a TV celebrity. As a marathoner and a two-time Ironman triathlon finisher, I've had my fair share of injuries. And what I want to talk about today in this video is avoiding injury by avoiding the terrible twos. Now, if you have small children, you have a different idea of what I mean by this, but what it means to me is too much, too fast, too soon. And this is something that I see in many athletes that come into my practice with injury, and many people who are weekend warriors or people who are just getting out in the garden at this time of year. Too much, too fast, too soon, those terrible twos are the number one reason why people will get injured. So in order to avoid them, there's a few things we want to do. Number one, we want to warm up. Especially as your body gets older, sadly, your muscles and connective tissues are going to be less pliable, less flexible. And it's really important to get blood flowing to those areas so that you are less likely to get injured. So before your bout of exercise or activity, make sure that you move around, get the big muscles of your body moving, which will bring blood to the joints, which will put you in a place where you're less likely to get injured. The next thing we're going to do is start low and go slow. And what that means is we want to follow the 10% rule. You never want to add 10% to your weekly mileage, any more than 10%, or to any one workout. So if you ran 10K last week, you don't want to run 20K this week. You want to add just 10% per week or per workout. And the same thing is relevant if you're going out in the garden. You don't want to go straight from the couch out and just do your whole lawn and your whole garden in one day. Just a little bit at a time to prevent injury. We want to avoid those terrible twos. The next thing that we want to do is make sure we're cross-training. This is something that was relevant for me as a runner. I was injured a lot. When I became a triathlete, I was less injured. And this happens to the athletes I see in my office as well. The reason being, I've added cross-training. I'm doing different activities with my body. So same thing, if you're in the garden, you want to make sure that instead of hands and knees weeding for 8 hours in a row, do 10 minutes of weeding, 10 minutes of watering, 10 minutes of something else, and then come back to the weeding. You're essentially doing cross-training. You're less likely to get injured. Very relevant for athletes and for, like I said, weekend warriors and gardeners alike. The last thing we want to talk about is recovery. When you get out there, especially if you've been on the couch all winter as a couch potato, you're likely to feel some soreness with your first bout of exercise or activity. That's normal. For 48 hours, it's normal to have delayed onset muscle soreness after exercise. If you have something that lasts for longer than 48 hours and it's not getting better and it feels like not so good, then it's good to, at that point, to get some help. See your doctor, see your chiropractor, see your physiotherapist, see your massage therapist, get some help. And in the same note, in terms of recovery, you want to leave about 48 hours in between your big, strong, hard workouts so that you're less likely to get injured. So get out there, have fun, avoid the terrible twos, enjoy the springtime, and until I see you next time, live well.